was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music.
Rufus Wainwright, què tal? Com estàs?
I'm great. I'm great.
Tenim moltes ganes de sentir-te tocar. Elton John deia que tu eres el més gran compositor del planeta.
Yes, he said that many, many years ago, but he hasn't, taken it back. So maybe it's still true. I don't know. We'll have to. Maybe someone should ask him today. But yes, he did say that once.
Però tu com et definiries? Perquè, clar, tu fas de tot. És a dir, has fet des de música pop, música per bandes sonores, òperes...
I think I'm just someone who's in love with the grand melody, I mean, I think in the end of the day, and especially with my new album, Folkocracy, that pertains to that in the sense that, I just love a good melody. And that is something that exists in all forms of music.
Clar, però tu haguessis pogut triar una via més comercial, per exemple, no? I en canvi vas decidir apostar per aquesta honestedat musical que tu tens.
Well, I don't think I was ever able to focus on more than the music. I mean, I think with more commercial paths, there's a lot of effort spent on the image, on, the strategy, the audience that you want to, focus on. And I really want to spend 100% of my time on the music. That's all that matters to me.
Però diries que la resta de músics que destaquen també es concentren massa en això a vegades? És a dir, que l'estètica que està massa cuidada?
Well, I would say that definitely today, a large part of a superstar's, portfolio is, their social media kind of standing and their kind of, I don't know, Yes, I do think there's too much time spent on that, in short, yes.
Però tu vens d'una família que et va marcar de molt petit, és a dir, els teus pares eren músics i, per tant, la música per tu ha entrat d'una forma molt natural a la teva vida, no?
Yes, I started incredibly early. In fact, my mother, when she had me in the hospital, my father was working at the studio at the same time, and so before going home, after the hospital, she went to see him in the studio, and they had no crib, no bed for the baby, for me. So they put me in a guitar case. So my first ever crib was a guitar case in the studio. So yeah, it started day one, pretty much.
Que el teu inici amb la música, o aquest descobriment i aquest amor que tu tens cap a la música, va anar també molt lligat amb el teu descobriment de la teva sexualitat. Diries que va ser un inici complicat amb tot això, amb moltes pors?
Well, I mean, it was fraught with fear mainly because I was so young. When I knew I was gay when I was around 12 or 13, and I even had certain experiences, and that was very intense time because it was like 1987 and AIDS was killing gay men left all over the place. So it was. I really thought I was going to die for about 10 years. Because of certain experiences that I'd had. So yeah, no, that was very, very difficult. I think artistically, though, that became very much my saving grace. I was able to place a lot of my fear and anxiety and worry into, music and my songwriting, and also into learning the music of past great composers and artists who had survived, other difficult periods in history.
Però senties que et moriries?
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I had my first sexual experiences when I was very young, and as I said, AIDS was everywhere, and yeah, no, I thought I had AIDS for a good 10 years, but then I never got tested or anything at that time because it was just too freaky to conceive of it. So yeah, no, death was a big part of my life growing up, as it was for most gay men my age.
Tu vas patir una violació amb 14 anys. Com et va marcar, tu, aquest fet?
Well, it was very, profound. And I want to say mostly negatively, in the sense that, it took a long time for me to even accept the fact that it had happened. I very much went into a denial mode, and but then years later, after I'd had many bizarre encounters, and I just wasn't very happy. I was like, I think something terrible happened to me many years ago, and it was only then that I sort of started to process it. But that being said, as I said, it was 1987 when it happened, and I didn't have sex for about 10 years afterwards, and maybe that was a good idea in terms of what was going on with AIDS and stuff. So I don't know. It's an interesting question.
I en parles sense por, d'això. Diguéssim, no t'has preguntat mai o no t'has privat mai de parlar-ne d'això. No?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think once my first album came out, and for better or for worse, I considered my interviews as a type of therapy, for me to talk about things. And in a lot of cases, that was very helpful, because I did have to, touch on my, earlier experiences. And then other times it wasn't so helpful, because I would, talk about family issues and sort of certain subjects that are better left, private. But I didn't know any better. I just wanted to talk in general.
Tu tens una filla de 12 anys. És una filla que tenia com a àvia Leonard Cohen. És a dir, la mare de la teva filla era la filla de Leonard Cohen. Com va anar això?
Yes. Well, no, I've known her, Lorca Cohen, Leonard's daughter, for many years, and we've just been friends, and we decided, at a certain point it'd be fun to have a kid together, and we did, and it was definitely the right decision. So,
Com era Leonard Cohen?
He was lovely. He was very kind, very attentive, I know we had a very good relationship, him and I. I mean, I wouldn't say we were, best friends or anything. We didn't hang out all the time, but the experiences that I was given, that I did have with him, were very profound and very helpful to me. So I really cherish my time with Leonard that I got.
El dissabte vinent, el dissabte 22, toques l'auditori de Girona. Què és el que veuran els espectadors?
They will be seeing my kind of day job, in the sense that, I think when you boil it down, in general, I am what you would call in the Iberian Peninsula a troubadour. I'm someone who historically would go from town to town and sing my songs and talk about, the way the world is that day. And so it's like a kind of, it's like a working, traveling musician. So it'll just be me alone at the piano and the guitar. It's a type of show that I've done since the beginning, and that I feel very strongly about. I mean, that's also, and once again, speaking about the new album, Folkocracy. I come from a tradition where it was very important for a musician to be able to entertain an audience alone in a different city every night. And make it into this intimate kind of relationship with an audience. So I'll be doing that.
I ara què ens tocaràs, a Col·lapse?
Oh, I'll be playing a song called Peaceful Afternoon from my last album, Unfollow the Rules, which is about my husband and I and our very beautiful relationship.
Rufus Wainwright, moltes gràcies i quan vulguis.
Well, it's coming on to 13.